Whenever they need help, they rush to Black Americans. Whenever they need something that can actually help them, they will just run straight. The only people that can save us is Black Americans. You are not a savior. Mind your business. Whenever they are tired, they run to blacks. But once they stand, they rush back to the palm-colored people. Are you not seeing that the God of Black Americans is actually fighting their battles? Come, sit down, grab a popcorn. Let me play this video for you so that you can hear what the Hispanics are actually saying. Welcome back again to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And one beautiful part I love about this video is like Hispanic attacking Hispanic. Like, why do you want blacks to come and help? Like, why? Like, what? Let's go and watch. I'll be back with commentaries for educational purposes. I love you guys.
Latinos in the United States have not earned the support of black people for us to be demanding, oh yeah, why aren't they coming out to protest with us? Why aren't they engaging in activism with us? Because we haven't earned it at all, in the slightest. Or did you guys forget that 46% of all eligible Latino voters voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election? Or how about the fact that racism, anti-blackness, colorism, all of these things are still very much pervasive in our communities? Bro, Latinos haven't even reconciled with the fact that they can't use the N-word unless they're also black themselves, because Afro-Latinos exist. Oh, and if we're talking about Miami, oof, you'll see the whitest MAGA Latinos be like, bro, but I grew up in the hood. I grew up around black people. In Overtown or in Liberty City, I could say it, bro. No one's going to stop me from saying it. It's my right. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. We haven't even gotten over that. And we want black people to go to protest with us, to engage in activism with us, putting their lives, their freedom, their bodies on the line? No. I completely understand any black person that wants to just disengage, disregard us. I get it, guys. I really, really do. And we, as Latinos, as a collective, should not be harboring resentment against black people, criticizing them, getting angry at them, questioning them. No. No. Because we've earned this. They are completely justified in feeling the way they feel and doing what they're doing. Now, I would like to give a message to the black folks watching this video. You are completely justified in your feelings and in doing what you're doing, and I respect it. But please remember that black folks are also being affected by this persecution of undocumented migrants. And I feel like that's not talked about enough either. Here, Miami, Florida is the best example. Haitians, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Hondurans, Garifunas, black people from all over Latin America and all over the world, Africans, just so many black people that are also undocumented that are really being affected by the persecution of this administration. And of course, much like any other entity in space, black folks in immigration detention centers, in the immigration system, are treated worse than their white, Latino, Asian counterparts. So it's really important to acknowledge that and just let you guys know. But yeah, Latinos, we need to tighten up. If you guys want the support of the black community, then earn it. Demonstrate that we can solve these issues of racism in our own communities, and please stop saying the N-word. If you're not black, don't say the N-word. It's really simple, actually.
Us as Latinos, I've noticed that we're willing to accept white people in our family, but not black people. Most of the time, we prefer white people over black people. Really, any other nation more than a black person. What I mean is, a mother's daughter has a white boyfriend, they would happily welcome him more than if she had a black boyfriend. Most of the time, there's a stereotype within the Hispanic household about black people, right? That they're criminals, they're gang members, they're violent, they're someone you should fear. When really, we should look at white people that way, because white people are the ones who actually are harming us right now. Yes, they're Hispanics who are in those ICE trucks, ICE vans, but they have been put in place by the oppressor. The same people who descend from the people who took your land, put your forefathers in slave ships, stole your identity, gave you the terms Latino, Hispanic. The people who descend from those people, they're oppressing you today. And their forefathers oppressed your forefathers back in the day. So what is my point? We need to deny any nation but our own. As Black, Latinos, and Natives, we are the same people. We should unite, we should come together, and we should marry one another. If your daughter wants to get with a so-called African American, of course, you want to make sure that he's a good fit. You should allow that. If your son wants to get with an African American sister, make sure she is fit and allow that. And same thing for so-called Black people. Same thing for your daughters and your sons who want to get with natives or so-called Hispanic. You should allow that, because that's going to make us unite. That's going to make us stronger. And people might say, well, Black people hate Hispanics. Hispanics hate Black people. Listen, the reason why we are hurting each other is because we're oppressed by the same person who's causing stress, who's causing chaos, who's causing poverty in our lives. And when we are going through stress and anger, we get violent. And who are we going to get violent with? The people who live among us. We live amongst each other. You understand? But the people who we should really be upset with, and who we should point the finger at, is our oppressor. And we should never point the finger at each other. We should come together, resolve our problems, get over grudges, get over division amongst each other, and really come together as a community. Get off of drugs. Go against drugs. Go against drug dealers. Go against our daughters being whores and prostitutes and sleeping around. And really lock in and build as a community where men can be men, women can be women, and we'll rise to the top. And that's what the Most High, our God, wants for us. He wants us to get right, to fix ourselves, to cleanse ourselves. This is from the ISUPK and the Commander General Hana. This is what we teach. This is what we promote, because this is what the Bible teaches. You understand? If you want to learn more, go to isupk.com. Find a school near you. Shalom.
The last few days, there has been this conversation online in where some Latinos are upset that there are some Black folk that are not going out to protest. I'm going to hold your hand while I say this, and I ask you to please keep an open mind. If you're Latino and you're upset that you believe that there aren't Black people out there protesting in support of the Latino and undocumented community, you need to shut up, because you're wrong and you're pretty much biased. Because the reality is that, yes, there are some Black people out there protesting together with Latinos. So I don't know why you're so focused on some people online saying that they're not going to go out there. When in reality, you got to remember that it was a majority of members of our own community that voted to elect the fool that's in presidency right now. And that the majority of Black folk were against the current president right now. And that was reflected in the election polls. So instead of believing this narrative that seems to be existing online, go out there in the street and you'll see that there are Black people protesting with Latinos. So either you need probably more Black friends or to be around more Black people to realize that yes, they are out there and that there are current Black folks showing their support. You need to understand that Latinos are not a monolith, Black folk are not a monolith, and putting this expectation on another group when members of our own group are the ops. Understand that a lot of the movements we see today, Black folk organizing, have been the template for that. And do not ever forget that the 14th Amendment that gives us, the children of immigrants, the right to be U.S. citizens by being born here on U.S. soil is thanks to Black people who have advocated, who have protested to be treated like U.S. citizens in a country that did not see them as such during its foundation.
All right, so I'm going to say something, and this is just my thought, my opinion. I know that a couple rotten apples doesn't ruin the entire tree, but we have to call the truth for what it is. It's just really, unfortunate that a lot of Hispanic people, especially Latino men, desperately try to associate themselves or put themselves in close proximity to whiteness. For some, it could be, they fell for the illusion of the American dream and they thought that sympathizing with the white man was their way out. But there are a lot of Latino men, especially, who are just openly racist. Hispanics in general, openly racist towards black people, think that they have some kind of superiority over black people. And look at what's happening now. There are plenty of people who voted for Trump, proudly and openly pro-Trump. Now all of a sudden, it's affecting their homes, their families, their lives. Now all of a sudden it's, oh, fuck Trump. No. It's just really unfortunate because I'm not really a big Kamala fan either, respectively, because she was campaigning on for genocide, and I don't rock with that. But it's just really unfortunate that all this is happening because y'all didn't want to put a black person in office. Let's call it for what it is. I've known plenty of Hispanic people who desperately try to etch themselves to black people culturally, but try to stay in close proximity to white people systematically. Yeah, you see what I'm trying to say? Now all of a sudden you got the fucking president or spokesperson for Latinos for Trump sitting here publicly calling out Trump for the mass deportations. That's what you voted for, boo.
Hello and welcome to The Grapevine. I'm your host, Ashley Acuna. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the relationship between the Black community and the Latinx community. But before we get into it, I want to introduce you to my amazing panel. Give yourself a round of applause, everybody. Thanks for coming. So there's been a lot of stuff in the news recently, over the last couple of years about what it means to be Afro-Latinx, etc. But I really wanted to talk about the relationship between the Black community and the Latinx community. And to me, it seems kind of strained. Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
Well, I'll start because I kind of first discovered it when we did the Bruno Mars episode on the Grapevine. And people had a lot from the Latin community, Latinx community, the Afro-Latino community, which to me has always been a complicated community because there are people who identify as black, there are people who there's nothing about us that's black. But when it came to that conversation, a lot of people who identified as Latinx had something to say, why are black folks mad about this man doing music that should be for everybody who's a part of the community, right? And in that way, right there, that ability to choose when you're black and the ability to opt out is what I think the strain comes from. We often lump in black and brown together. I mean, I do that as well, but that's in regard to people who identify as brown. So I think that we're strained mostly because it's are you guys black? Are you not black? Can we count on you? Can we not count on you? I think that's where it starts.
I see you shaking your head. Yes, go ahead. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I think as time has progressed, the conversation and my view of myself as an Afro-Latina has completely changed. Growing up in the States, my family's from Dominican Republic and we're immigrants. So on TV, the only representation of black people was Family Matters, right? So Family Matters is everyone speaks English. They're in Detroit. It's just oh, I'm not that, so I'm not black. Because to me, a black person was somebody whose ancestry goes back to the U.S. So a Haitian person, because I grew up in Miami, a Haitian person, a Jamaican person, they're Jamaican, Haitian, they're not black. And as I started, educating myself and seeing more representation, it's blackness, just like whiteness, is completely diverse. And, there's Polish people, there's Italian people, there's Russian. And that, as time progressed, I learned that about blackness too.
Go ahead, and then you can go.
I think growing up in New York City, it's a unique environment. So a lot of people identify, growing up, a lot of people identified with ethnicity versus race. But I guess, going away to college, you're in these predominantly white institutions, I was forced to identify. I think that's what a lot of people are facing, and a lot of people don't, they might refuse that, they might not want to identify.
And what's your ethnicity?
I'm Dominican.
Okay.
So a lot of people in not identifying, some people may take it as them refusing to accept blackness. So that can be the case.
Yeah, doesn't a lot of it, I don't want to pick on Dominicans, but a lot of times we hear the joke that Dominicans, on a scale from Nigerian to Dominican, how black are you? A lot of Dominicans don't want to kind of say that they're black.
Because I think the connotation, the negative connotation and the stereotyping of black Americans has led a lot of people to, you know, even in my family, to say, but I'm not American black. Like they'll admit that they're African, they'll admit that they're black, but they'll be like, but I'm not like, you know, a black American. I'm not a delinquent. I'm
Even
not
now?
a criminal. Yeah. Yeah. I've had conversations with people like that.
Oh wow.
So that's what I wanted to say. Like we have 4 different conversations at once, and it's black people in America are the only people in the planet that don't have a way to separate the nationality from the race. And so when you have black people from other countries, and I'm sick of us Dominicans getting picked on for this, you have people coming, and I want to express my xenophobia. I want to express my national pride, and people are using that, and it's wrong, right? But they're using that to say that I'm denying my race. And so when we have different words for black Americans that separate their race from the nationality, we can have the right conversation. I don't think we're having the right conversation because you're hearing one thing and I'm saying another thing.
I'm sorry, is black American not enough? Like, is it not enough for me to say that I'm black American? Does that not delineate what I am, like my nationality, my African descendantness? Does that not do that?
If you say black American, yes, but people just say black.
Okay.
And then people automatically only hear the race.
Okay,
right?
That's not something, I hear you, that's not something that is unique to black Americans. I think that that's something that everybody does. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's been throughout the colonized world, I think it has been a thing that everyone does. We just call black Americans black. And everyone else can, as Donovan said, pick and choose, what do I want to be? I'm not going to call it black. I'm not going to call it dark. I'm not going to claim any type of African descendantness. Even now, I feel like there are times when, as an outsider, right, I'm not Afro-Latino, but there are times when I feel like there are certain Afro-Latinos who, their Afro-Latino-ness that they have just accepted. I know that many black folks throughout the diaspora accepted blackness, but there are some who have just accepted that Afro-Latinidad, and they don't see it as blackness still. It's, I'm Afro-Latino, and that has nothing to do with any of you niggas. That's all I have for this video. If you like, if you wish, beg blacks from now till tomorrow. They are going to mind their business. It is not my business. It is not my business. We are all not affected. Yes. Because one of the clip I played, the guy said, don't forget that we are all, who are we? I'm in Nigeria. Am I not black? Am I affected? And even the immigrants that are there, when time comes, you will go to your land now. But the black Americans are the owners of the place. They own the territory. They have that place. Where are they going to? Nowhere. So that is why even if they're not engaging in any battle with anybody, like, I don't care. In fact, I'm even more happy to tell them, mind your business, because let's make this make sense that until they have issues, until the Latinos have issues, before they will now remember that we have some saviors called the black Americans. What happened when you do not have issues? What happened when they were telling you that you see this fire you are about to light? This thing is going to burn your skin. Oh. This thing is going to pepper you. This thing is going to show you shege. Shege in Hausa language in Nigeria means it's going to make you sing me. But you said no. You still want to do what you think it is best for you. And then you put your alpha as the orange man. Now you want to do what? Go and protesting for who? For you? So that I will be done doing that for you. You will still come back and beat me and tell me how dare me do that and how dare me tell you who you should vote for and who not to vote for. Take your cross and leave us out of your cross. I'm talking for my friends, my loved ones, because yes, I've seen that. I've seen how black Americans have been showing me love on this particular platform. So stay up, leave us, do your thing. Let's stay on our own. Well, let's fight our fight alone. You'd fight your own. I think reality is beginning to dawn on these people after realizing that a lot of Black Americans are actually not going to get deported because why? They are the citizens, rightful citizens of of Americans, right? And them on their own side have a lot of things to lose. But the good part about this Donald Trump is he never lied. He said his honest opinion. He said this is what he's going to do, and yes, vote for me, and this is what I'm going to do. And everybody shout, "I will vote! Vote Donald Trump! I will vote! Vote!" I was so happy when I saw that video. I was like, "Oh, you will vote! No, hala! Now you vote. Now you're seeing what it means to vote." So natural. And I so much love Donald Trump. Like, he is a man of his words. Like, he's really pulling out exactly what he said he would do. Tariffs, yes. Immigrants as illegal, then like, pull them out. Do you get what I say? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. This is just for educational purpose, not to bash anybody, not to cause anybody any harm. And this is me giving my honest opinion. If you think I am wrong, feel free to correct me. I like taking correction. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And yes, with no further ado, I'm going to be saying, man, I'll see you guys in my next one because I will vote. Vote Donald